Today on Young and Restless, Jack and Diane urge Kyle to return to LA to fight for Claire. Claire tells her mom she's figured some things out, and Mitch tells Sienna that Nick is just crazy. At the Abbott estate, Harrison shows off his game face to Jack and Kyle. They talk about hockey. Before they leave for the rink, Harrison asks his dad if he ever heard back from Claire. Kyle reads him a text saying that his costume was great. He and his son take off as Diane enters. She can see her son is suffering. Jack nods. He tells his wife that Allie called with good news about Noah. They worry about Kyle and wonder if they should urge him to return to LA. Diane is sure they can handle Victor and their son should go back and fight for his love. When their son returns, they tell him they made a mistake in calling him back. They urge him to go back and fight for his love. Kyle insists he needs to stay and help. Besides, Claire doesn't want him there. They push it anyway. He doubts Claire will be happy to see him, but they think he needs to do this or he will regret this. His parents order him to follow his heart. Kyle loves Claire and asks them to watch Harrison. In LA, Claire offers to push her flight back if the family needs her. Victoria explains Noah is awake and should make a full recovery. She talks about how scared her brother was. She hopes he can take a deep breath and relax. They talk about Holden. Claire assures her mom he's been a gentleman, but she's learned interesting things about him, which have made her reflect on what she wants. She's starting to wonder if she went too wild. Claire assures her mom her choices were her own. She decided to jump into her life and live in the real world a little. Claire explains Holden lives on the edge and she's not sure she wants to live there. Huffing, her mom asks if she did something she can't come back from. Her daughter insists that didn't happen. She's just grown up and now has to think about what's next and with who. Holden taught her a lot, but he's not the one for her. Claire isn't ready for the kind of commitment Kyle wants. Her mom suggests she tell Kyle that. Claire will do that, but wants to focus more on work. She wants the full life her dad had, but that comes one step at a time. As Claire is about to leave for her flight, Holden pops up and offers to share a ride. He's flying back too. In the shadow room, Nick storms over to Mitch and punches him in the face. Sienna leaps between them and demands to know what's going on. When Nick calls him Matt, Mitch insists he has no idea what he's talking about. Nick swears he will kill him if he comes anywhere near his family and storms out. Sienna asks her husband what that was all about. He claims he's never seen that thug before, and he's obviously nuts. They bicker and she declares this is a big deal. He puts ice on his jaw and insists he doesn't know what Nick thinks he's Matt. Sienna is sure something is not right. Nick doesn't strike her as the type of person who would punch someone for no reason. He says she's lucky he didn't let loose on Nick. If she doesn't drop this, he might be tempted to. Mitch wants to forget this, but she can't. When she pushes him for details, he takes her arm and suggests she tell him the truth about Noah. She claims she has no connection with him and reminds Mitch he urged her to be friendly to him. Sienna wonders if what he wanted from Noah was more than business. Why does Nick keep calling him Matt? Why is there bad blood between them? What isn't he telling her? Nick returns to the hospital and tells Sharon he socked Matt in the jaw and warned him to stay away. They wonder if his wife knows who he is. Nick learned Noah's crash happened close to where Mitch and Sienna live. They talk about how this is all a weird ghost story where people keep coming back from the dead. Nick is sure Matt was involved in the accident. Sharon wonders why this is happening now. They go in to see their son and Nick covers for running off earlier. Noah is sorry to put them through this after the year they had. He assumes they know more than they are telling him, and he needs answers. Nick explains they need to talk to his doctor before they can tell him anything. They go to the doctor and ask what it's safe to tell their son. He urges them to be honest with them, but urges them to be cautious to prevent him from becoming too agitated. He offers to bring in a psychologist to help, but Sharon insists she's a professional. The doctor seems skeptical, but then explains they will be taking off the bandages. They return to their son and the nurse cuts his bandages away as his father teases him. They tell him he looks great. When they bring up Allie, Sharon notices a look on his face. Noah claims he just misses her. He asks them again what they haven't been telling him. They bring up Mitch, Sienna, and the shadow room. Noah knows them for business reasons. He admits he's been coming there for months but never mentioned anything because he wanted the club to be a surprise. Noah suddenly flashes back to making out with Sienna at the club. He tells his parents he's tired and needs to rest.